What's up everyone, and for a lot of you, welcome to my second channel. I wanted to give you guys a quick rundown of what all the legends feel like on the brand new map and how they play out, and if you should probably switch your main. Obviously, as many of you know, I know this because I was able to play season 11 early thanks to Respawn and EA for inviting me, but there were only 4 legends that I did not have time to play, unfortunately. So I'll run through each of them very briefly that I did play, and then the last 4 I'll just give my opinions based off what I've seen. Okay, so first off is Mirage, and honestly there's not really much to talk about. He's pretty much the same that he's always been, and this map doesn't really make him that much better. It's pretty much the same situation as if he was on World's Edge or King's Canyon. Personally, this is just my opinion, but I feel like Mirage is best on King's Canyon, and this map really doesn't have any specific design that makes him better. Now, secondly is Ashe, and honestly, I think this map is extremely good for Ashe. Ashe has a lot of maneuverability, and because of her ultimate able to just portal from one place to another, from low to high ground, this is a really good ability for Ashe, and I really think this map is designed well for her because there's a lot of low and high points. So if you're considering it, I would really recommend using her. Now, thirdly is Wattson, and I'm not really sure if this map is specifically good for Wattson, but with Wattson's buff, she is just simply good now. So if you've ever wanted to use Wattson, now's the time to do it. She's extremely good with this new buff. I'm assuming you've already seen the videos on my main channel, so I'm not going to talk about the buffs. I'm just simply going to tell you how I feel like they play on this map. Now, next is Bloodhound, and honestly, Bloodhound, in my opinion, is just a universal legend, really good in every scenario on any map, and this map specifically, I played really well with Bloodhound. So a solid legend as always. Next up is Gibraltar, and honestly, I feel like Gibraltar is probably, in my opinion, a little bit better on this map than other maps. Now, I'm not entirely sure, but I heard from a lot of my teammates that my Gibraltar dome looked a lot taller than normal, so I'm assuming maybe his dome is actually bigger. But because this map is diverse, you got open areas and a little bit of more complex areas, I feel like it makes Gibraltar really useful, having his ultimate in some areas and having his tactical in other areas. So Gibraltar is solid as always. Next up is Horizon, and honestly, I think Horizon is done beautifully on this map because there's a lot of low points and a lot of high points, and her tactical helps her teammates so much. I feel like her ultimate ability is as useful as on all 3 maps. So Horizon, in my opinion, a very solid legend on this map. Also, you can pair her passive with these gravity cannons, and it makes for some really good clips. Next up is Valkyrie, also another really good legend simply because of the high grounds that you have on this map. Being able to fly up to a higher ground and help your team is really nice, and also being able to escape with your whole team in order to reposition is always good on any map. Now, Octane is a little weird, and I feel like Octane is really good. However, this map seems a little bit open, and it seems like the jump pads just don't feel as long simply because there's so much ground to cover and because the map is so big. However, if you're pairing these with like gravity cannons and if you're playing on certain parts of the map, he does feel as good as always, and honestly a really good top tier movement legend. However, I'm not honestly convinced that this is his best map, but you'll just have to play it and let me know what you think. Next up is Loba, and I'm going to keep saying this because this map has so many low and high points. Any legend that has the ability to relocate like Loba is going to be extremely useful on this map, so I think Loba is a next tier legend now. I would personally say that she's more useful on this map than any other. Now, next up is Caustic, and I will give you my opinion. However, I can't say that this is actually going to happen, but it does feel like Caustic is really not as useful because the map has so many open areas, and also the buildings are very complex. You can kind of have a lot of entry points, and it's not just as simple as holding a couple doors down. Personally, I feel like Caustic's going to fall on the back burner, but I can't say for sure. Next up is Wraith, and honestly, Wraith is still pretty solid as always. However, a lot of people are probably going to be picking Ashe over Wraith, even though I personally believe that they're just completely different. I don't think Ashe is a replacement for Wraith. I just think that they're really different. One thing that's really helping Wraith, in my opinion here, and this might actually be a glitch, is the fact that you can use your phase out on a gravity cannon and it only shoots you halfway. So if somebody tries to chase you, they can't actually land on you. They're going to get sent the full way. Next up is Crypto, and honestly, I feel like Crypto is as solid as ever, but honestly, just really still needing a good buff. This map is a little bit more open in my opinion, and it's really hard to find perfect use for the drone and for the EMP. So maybe it's just me, and maybe it's because I suck with Crypto, but in my opinion, he's not that great on this map. Next up is the surprising one, Bangalore. And honestly, Bangalore felt extremely good on this map. And honestly, my only thought process is because it's a more open map and you can actually have more free range where you're shooting your smokes, causing you to have the ability to rotate easier. I pretty much never play Bangalore, and honestly, just playing on this map with her felt so natural. Next up is Revenant, and in my opinion, Revenant is pretty much the same, not really that much different. I will say I do think that the totems are a little bit easier to use now simply because the buildings are so complex. So a lot of times it seems like you can really get a good hiding spot for the totem so that people don't shoot it or come up behind it and destroy it. Now, next up is Fuse, and honestly, I think Fuse is really good on this map because once again, it is a little bit more open. open, and the knuckle clusters are amazing at breaking doors and kind of getting people out into the open. So in my opinion, I think Fuse is a little better, but not that much better. Unfortunately, those are the only legends I had time playing. However, I did play against the other 4, and I will tell you a little bit about what I know. Number 1, Pathfinder feels absolutely amazing on this map. There are some places specifically that are just simply too high to say use a Loba tactical or maybe use your Valk passive, and Pathfinder's ultimate fills that need. So I think Pathfinder honestly is really good on this map. Next up is Lifeline. I feel like because the map is bigger, you're going to be able to get more care packages, and it's probably going to be played a little bit slower, so therefore Lifeline might be a little bit better. However, because it is a little bit more open in my opinion, you might get caught out. But keep in mind, there's only certain parts of the map that are really open, and I just feel like that they're the more popular. That's why I'm saying this. You're going to find places on the map that are just simply more useful. Next up is Rampart. I feel like Rampart's going to be really good on this map because unlike Caustic, even though a lot of people play Rampart like Caustic, they actually do get a little bit more protection with that amped cover. So I think that she's actually going to be useful on this map and probably a little bit annoying. And lastly was Seer, and Seer pretty much feels the exact same. Nothing has changed whatsoever, and honestly, I don't think that there's any kind of advantage on the map that you're playing with them. So that was how all the legends play on the new map. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and what legend do you plan on maining in season 11. Personally, if you want a recommendation, honestly, I would give Bangalore a try. Bangalore felt really good this season. Let me know what you're most excited for down in the comments below. Leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for some more on the second channel. Have some great ideas I can't wait to show you guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.